Throughout history, we've seen people make powerful choices that have resulted in transformative change and powerful movements. Nelson Mandela, Greta Thunberg, Mary Robinson, Malala Yousafzai, and Rosa Parks.
I resisted the idea of being mistreated and pushed around because of my race.
We have seen people power, or social movements, grow from an individual idea, from a small group's determination to change something that they felt to be unjust, unfair, or discriminatory. To make that one small change, creating a better world. Power can be defined as having control, authority, or influence over others. This can have positive and negative results. Power can be abused and seen as evil, biased, or undeserved. Power can be seen as good, even-handed, positive, and transformative. It can be something inherited, gained, or given for exercising values that will help move and empower others for the good of people and planet. Power inequalities have been in existence throughout the history of humanity, and they are still very much present in today's world. Power is key to understanding the relationships and structures that have historically shaped who we are and how we live, creating new and exciting opportunities, but also potentially negatively exploiting people and planet in the name of global capitalism and progression. Power is available to young people and within young people. How well they understand it, recognise it, and use it may just determine the future of all life on this planet.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
How's everyone feeling?
Morning.
Good.
I hope everyone have got the coffee or tea, whatever you drink. I hope you all got it a cup on your side. My name is Diksha, or D for short. My pronouns is she or her. So first of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming along this morning. I know there's going to be many people joining us for this interesting discussion we're going to have for the next hour and a half. So what you're going to expect from this hour and a half is basically we're going to be we want you to learn about campaign. You're going to participate in a thought-provoking chat we're going to have here. We're also going to reflect on languages, stereotype around migration, just to push you a bit outside your comfort zone. So this space is about reflecting on that discomfort. And we have other members here. I'll let them introduce themselves. So
Hi. Hi, Rashmi. I'm a member of YPP and my pronouns are she and her.
Hi, my name is Garv and I'm a member of YPP.
Hi, my name is Sumaya and I'm a member of YPP. My pronouns are she and her. And the Young People is Powerful group was created in 2015. We're a group of young activists who came together to raise awareness and campaign about the rights of undocumented children and young people growing up here in Ireland.
Hi everyone, my name is Mairead. I'm a youth worker with the Migrant Rights Centre. The Migrant Rights Centre has been working with migrant workers and their families for the past 20 years around issues of employment rights, immigration, and we campaign and we strive for justice and equality and empowerment for all. We have a national drop-in centre, we have active campaign groups, we have a legal advocacy team, and there's so much going on. It's a busy hub. Even throughout COVID, it's been a busy time for us.
So I joined the Young People Listen Powerful group because I wanted to make a change about my situation when I became aware that I was undocumented. So me and my other group members, we started this campaign, and along the way we had so much fun. We've gained so much knowledge for it, especially for me. I know I would not have been this outspoken and public speaking, or even through virtually internet here. We're using outspoken about my situation being undocumented in Ireland. I would not have been able to do that if I wouldn't have joined the group. So I've gained so much knowledge and confidence in myself to be able to do that. So I joined the group to make a change.
Brilliant, Sumaya. Thanks so much. Yeah, we can continue with the individual stories, and then maybe we'll go back to the icebreaker questions afterwards.
Yeah, so I when I joined YPP, I didn't know anybody who was undocumented, who was my age, and going into that first meeting was a really kind of aha moment for me. Hearing other people's stories and realizing that I'm not the only person who's going through this, that there are other people in a similar situation to me. And we're all experiencing the same hardships and the same challenges from being undocumented. And that was a really empowering moment, as well as it just stopped me feeling alone. I felt like I wasn't isolated anymore. Okay, I have this group of people and who are really capable of making change and really very active in wanting to make a change in all of our lives.
Brilliant. So I think Deeksha, you're up next.
Yeah. So basically why I joined YPP. Well, first of all, joining YPP made me realize I wasn't alone. There was other people just like me. There's other to come. So YPP just gave me a sense of empowerment. Made the space was so safe for me to be who I am, to open up, to not being scared. So YPP it's basically just a safe space for undocumented people, young person.
Brilliant. Garv, do you want to say a word or two?
No, I'm pretty good. Everyone else has spoken.
Fantastic. So we go back to some of those questions, Sumaya, just to get people kind of like into the space and get people thinking, and just that there's some interesting questions in there.
So we have here 12 questions just to get you thinking about this whole session. It would be handy just to keep the answer in mind for the rest of the session. So the first question I have is who watched the toy show last night? And you can just keep them pop up in the comment. We will read some of the answers out and we'll just keep it going.
I did. Hands up, I definitely did. I'm not ashamed to admit it. 38-year-old youth worker watched the toy show. Yeah. Did you guys watch it?
I watched the first bit and then I couldn't stay up for the rest of them.
Same. I watched bits and pieces of it as well and caught up on like the highlights this morning. Twitter.
So we'll get to the next question, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so
would you rather
coffee or tea?
or tea? I myself is a coffee lover.
I'm all about the tea. Dee, I think you're a coffee person, are you?
Yeah, I'm a coffee person, but I don't know. Recently, I've been drinking a lot of tea. David
David and
tea.
Paul saying tea.
Yeah, tea. Coffee or peppermint tea? I don't know about peppermint tea. I don't like the taste. But fair play to you, like.
Peppermint tea is refreshing.
Yeah, I know, but it just doesn't go well with me.
Oh my God, Dermot O'Brien, fancy.
Do you take lemon?
Tea.
Do you take lemon with your tea? Because But yeah.
And question 3: pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely yes for me. Yes.
Yeah. So maybe I think you and I are the only ones that really love pineapple on pizza. I don't know. Maybe we've got some friends.
I would not do pizza without pineapple. I would not do a pizza without pineapple.
Yeah, I would have pineapple on pizza, but not just pineapple on pizza. Now I gotta have my 3 toppings because I'm a bit cheap. I wouldn't pay extra. I'll have the sweet corn, pineapple, and chicken.
Look at that, 1,000,000% yes.
1,000,000% yes.
And then no way, no pineapple.
Oh God.
It's the best.
Salty bits to balance. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You gotta have something to balance the sweet.
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely been very divisive at some of the YPP meetings, hasn't it? We've had to get one pizza with pineapple and then another one without.
The worst thing is ordering half and half on each pizza. Oh.
Now, next questions. Are you tired of this lockdown?
I think our face says it all.
Yeah, everyone just takes
I don't know. For me, it's I've been going to work and coming back home, and it's just so much more time for myself.
See, now this is where we're gonna have a debate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna get tricky.
Yeah. I think everyone is tired of lockdown. Everyone had a difficult year this year. It's been a tough year for everyone. We're all tired of it, but you know what? To stay safe and protect other, we have to do what we gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
But virtual hug to everyone.
Oh, virtual hug.
I wish I could give everyone a virtual hug.
You're like
I think everyone's tired
this year, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think 2020 shouldn't be on a calendar or anything. Looking forward to holidays. Yeah.
I am so looking forward
Just to leave from memory.
Oh, stop.
Bird song. Good emoji. Cool.
Now, next question. Have you ever been in love?
Oh God. I think we're not gonna answer that. Well, I think we all have been in at some point. So yeah, I really want to see what people say about this.
Yeah, don't be shy, people.
It's okay to be in love. Yeah, I mean.
It is. Love is good.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that song popped into my head. Love is all you need. What is it? Oh, what's the song?
Oh, is it one of the ones from Love Actually or something?
Love Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were
going to say I was just there singing. I was gonna sing it out loud. Why is love fish?
No, don't sing.
What have you started, Dermot? Love my dog. Oh.
I
No.
would love.
Oh, that's cute. Love is all you need.
It's true, Valerie.
Maybe.
Now next question, next one. Have you ever feel scared holding hands with your partner in public?
Ooh, interesting.
That's a really good question.
I have.
Have you, Dee?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Mm.
You know, it's something people shouldn't fear, but you know.
It's very real for some people, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think people realize it. Like, I mean.
Yeah, and in some places it's not safe to do so, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Like definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Will I go on or wait a few minutes for some answers?
I thought we'd just give it a few minutes for
Give
a
it a
couple
second or
answers.
two.
Yeah, has anyone been scared in here? No. Obviously, no. I'm like representing with my flag at the back.
Wow.
I
want to read out Dermot's point there.
As
a straight white guy, this is something I've never had to think about. Definitely, like.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't think about it. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that come across their heads like, oh, I'm in public, like, yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be holding my partner's hand or whatever.
It's something that, like, I know, like, straight white woman, I probably take for granted. Do you know? I don't even think about it, but I'm keenly aware that, you know, it's not safe in some places, and some people don't feel comfortable, you know, even here in Ireland, you know, they don't feel they can be fully out about holding hands with their partner in public, you know?
Yeah.
For me, that's not it. It's just like when you're holding somebody's hand, it just gets real warm and your hands get all sweaty.
God.
That's why I avoid holding hands.
That's a great way to put it, bro. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Okay. I think on that note,
we'll move on to the next question there.
Yeah, we'll move on from that now. Have you ever moved house? I have.
Yes,
I hate moving. Yeah. I hate moving. I wish you could just leave everything in the box and then take the box as you go. It'd be so easier to move house.
I think I moved like 3 times in the span of like 2 years.
Oh wow.
That was difficult. Do not recommend.
I say so, yeah. You wouldn't. Most stressful experience ever. Never doing it again.
You get right.
Yeah.
Unless you're renting, like, I mean, renting and buying a house.
That's different.
Like, if you're renting, like, at some point you gotta move, like, I mean, but if you're buying a house, like, yes, like, I mean, you never have to move, like, it's your house. Too many times for liking it. Liking it at this point, I don't know, Valerie. Something. I don't know who would like moving. Right, Duffy, I have.
Go on to the next one, Samaya.
Yeah. Have you ever had to support your parents for the rent, to pay the rent?
Yeah. Every month.
Yeah.
I
haven't.
Jeez, look at parents. Who's your parents?
It's yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't. I wonder.
Are housing as well?
Yeah, I wonder if anybody in the comments that maybe have you ever had to support your parents or your family?
I know I have done it over the past few years.
3 times 1 year.
3 times 1 year. No way, Rashmi.
2 years.
2.
Wasn't any better.
2 years.
Do you want to go on to the next one, Samaya?
Yeah. Have you ever had 2 jobs to put yourself through college?
I had 3.
I had
Three?
like 3.
Well, it's
Wow.
part-time for the stadium work that I was doing, and then
Yeah,
I was working as a barista, so
Wow.
there's 2 bartending and like a barista, so
I
it's a little
was
bit.
bartending and
It's hard.
work in a restaurant as well.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like working like a full-time job, and then like do little like, I don't know if like, because I do henna, like if some people need henna, or like that was
Promote
earning
yourself.
some bits and bobs. Yeah, so yeah, not definitely two full-time job, but it was still like, you gotta take every chance you get, like just to pay for them colleges.
Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking about it in a while, yeah. Okay.
We'll move on to next one, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Have you ever traveled alone as a child to or from another country? I have.
I have as well. Well,
I moved
I don't know.
country
Yeah, go on.
on my
Sorry.
own, me and my brother on our own. So as kids, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as in like alone without like someone, because me and my brother they travel alone, if you like to say.
Without your
it
parents,
was,
like, or without an
well,
adult.
yeah. Like my
Yeah.
mom was here, like I mean,
Mm.
but yeah, it was kind of hard, like with the Irish accents as well. Like when you get to the immigration at the airport, like,
It
yeah,
was
especially your
terrifying,
first time in the
absolutely
country.
terrifying.
oh, I was like a little child, like I mean, but yeah,
Hey,
just 2 of us going through the airport, it was like mad. But yeah,
Would not recommend it for anyone else.
I think once you're a grown adult, like I mean, you're
That's
grown
a
up,
different story.
you love it.
What's Dermot saying there?
Never.
Never.
I can't
I can't.
imagine my 10 or 14 years old kids being.
Been able to manage.
that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Mm.
First time I've traveled abroad when I was
To me-
12, and that was with my parents. Next time I was an adult.
Mm.
That's still like, God, 12.
Mm.
Sounds really scary. It does. It is. It is scary for some people, depending on the experience you're having, at the airports and like situation you're being put at. But yeah, not everything is swiftly, moving swiftly through the airport. It's harder than that.
Yeah. Do you want to go to the next one, Samaya? I think we've got one
yeah.
more, have we? 1 or 2 more?
Two. Yeah. Next one is: have you lived anywhere else than Ireland?
Yes.
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 Yeah, I think moving here counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was still thinking. I was like, does moving here count? Yeah.
I wonder, some people on the call, have people lived abroad or other places? Or Cato, when I was 14, I moved from Ireland to Germany. Oh, wow.
Jeez.
And I
Germany is
love
a great
it.
country. Like, I mean, it's very, very advanced.
Touristic, historic.
Belgium.
I held
Spain,
at
Greece.
living in
Wow.
Madrid.
Wow. What's Dermot? Favorite
Somebody
thing
loves
in the world?
traveling.
David
The
Foley,
Netherlands, America.
Germany, Spain.
Spain
Yeah.
and America.
Wow.
Jeez. Felt out leaving in Madrid. Jesus, Dermot.
Muy bien, Dermot. Oh,
Yes, USA.
USA,
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, and South Africa.
Wow, cool.
Nice. Just there's people from all over, like,
Yeah.
that moved. It's
that
amazing.
moved. Yeah.
Now, I think we'll move on to the next.
The last question, yeah.
Yeah, last question. Have you ever needed a visa to travel?
Yes.
I think everyone just went quiet. Yeah. Yeah, I think we all did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all did here. Yeah.
Well, someone's lived in Sri Lanka for a while.
Sorry.
Someone's lived in where?
In Sri Lanka for a while.
Oh.
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 Rashmi, give them away.
Oh,
I needed a visa to
Sudan.
enter and stay in Sudan. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Oh wow, Valerie.
Mm.
Back to my country of birth in the DRC. Wow.
Yep.
Sorry, that's an interesting point there.
Yes.
It's not
Hard to get a
hard
visa.
to get a visa.
Hmm.
Yes,
I think for some people it's
it's
hard to get a visa, and some people not. Depend on your passport, should I say? And the country you're born with, the
Your nationalities.
nationality. Some people are lucky.
It's true. Just by your
I think,
wherever
yeah,
you're
I
born.
think, yeah, I think we don't realize enough how lucky some people are. Like, I mean, should be grateful. Yeah, crossing borders is hard for some people.
It really is, Dee.
Well, that sums up our icebreaker question. It was fun,
It was
wasn't
great. It was great
Yeah.
listening, well, reading to all the comments.
Yeah. Lots of different
Great to see
experiences,
so
wasn't there?
many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cat
I think we can all learn from each other.
Definitely.
There's a lot of learning in this group there.
And we're only getting started.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
So, thanks everyone for sharing their brilliant answers, and thanks for participating in that. And just it's kind of just to kind of warm us up a little bit, like, and kind of get into. So we've got another question for you now. All the questions are getting you guys to do all the work. So so I'm gonna hand over to Rashmi to explain it, and then we'll open a bit of a conversation about it.
So having just done an activity on the things we share in common and some of our differences, I think the next exercise is going to be an opportunity to reflect and to think about some of the reasons why people move. Could be for different reasons, work, study. So, whatever comes when you think of the question, why do people move? It'd be great to hear your thoughts.
Don't be shy, folks. Oh, Samay, I think you're muted, are you? Maybe we can help people along here. Yeah. So why do you guys? I mean, Rashmi, you listed two very big reasons there, like for work, for study. Why else do people move? For love.
For love. To be with the loved one, like, I mean, to join the family, to well, Rashmi did mention work.
Idea said here, opportunity.
That's sum it up in one word, so I would say opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's right. Yeah.
Definitely.
A different life, general.
Yeah.
For a better future.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially for your loved ones or young ones.
Dermot O'Brien said, Helen. Oh, Helen, for a different life, for a different experience.
Yeah.
And then
Escape.
escape.
Yes. I was waiting for someone
That
to say
depends
that.
from who you're escaping, Dermot.
No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that doesn't have any option but to move to another country.
Just move. Yeah.
Some people have the option, some people don't. So
Seek
yeah, I
someone else
think seek
to
protection.
seek protection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Couldn't say it better.
Also a sense of adventure and curiosity, yeah.
Hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think so.
Idea.
Some people.
Do you want to read it out there, someone?
Sumaya was reading it out. Do you want to read it out there, Sumaya?
It says, I think so many people don't get the chance to live where they are. Such a small minority of the world's population live outside their own country of origin.
Yeah, really good point.
To learn a new language. I don't know. I moved to Ireland not to learn Irish, but I don't know. But no, definitely, yeah. Like, I would love to speak Chinese. I would love to learn how to speak Chinese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Cool.
Effect of climate change.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's good.
Like sometimes the external environment, like what you were saying, Dee, it just forces you to move. You've got no choice. It's not safe for you to be there. And maybe there's no, what you were saying, Samaya, there's not a lot of opportunities. You know, the future mightn't look so great for you and your family. It mightn't be safe for you to stay there because of your sexuality or your gender. There's so many reasons why people move. They're so broad, you know. Valerie, oh wow, yeah.
I think we have to moving doesn't necessarily mean moving to another country. It can be moving down the road because of your neighborhood or whatever. Moving to the county. That's just
there's different ways people move.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just want to say a line a little bit about, like, I suppose about about what happens when you do move and when you do move to Ireland. So I'm not sure if many people know, but when you move to Ireland from a country, let's say that's outside of the EU, depending on what that reason might be, and we've all given so many reasons there why people move: for study, for work, to join family, for love, for safety, to seek protection. Depending on what that reason is and what country you come from, you may or you may not need a visa when you come into Ireland. And depending on what that visa is, it gives you certain rights and entitlements. And it also, some of those visas are also time bound, so they're fixed for a certain period of time, or they expire after a certain period of time. And often what can happen is people fall out of status, or they lose their immigration status because there aren't clear and accessible and fair pathways for people to renew their immigration status or to document themselves. And it's often the result of fair and unjust immigration systems, I think we could say, and it can be very, very complicated for people. And also as well, like, you know, we're seeing the after effects of the 2004 referendum in Ireland, which removed birthright citizenship. So if you're undocumented and you're born in Ireland, you have no rights to residency here. So that was really has been really damaging, and that hasn't been rectified since. And you'll be seeing later on in the session that actually the UN made very clear recommendations to Ireland about this, and we're still waiting, and we're still campaigning, and we're not going away until it's done. So I'm going to hand over to I think Diksha, you're going to go into the next part a little bit. I think we've spoken about it a little bit already, but if you want to say a bit more.
Sorry, my mic must mute. I was talking. So basically, we're talking about being undocumented. Most of you probably heard what undocumented, know what undocumented is, or heard the word undocumented. So being undocumented is like being in constant lockdown. We're all experiencing this lockdown right now. We're also experiencing parts of what it's like being undocumented, having your movement restricted. You like not being able to travel to different county, or like, you know, your family coming here. We like being undocumented means you can't see your family that is in your hometown, or like, you know, in a different country. You can go and visit like them. So it also means you can go to college, if access third level if you're undocumented. You'll need some kind of visa to go to college. Applying for a PPS is very risky for some people. Even reporting a crime comes with the risk of being reported to the immigration. I don't want to really talk too much about it, because I think we're showing a video of a video that we made. It was one of our first projects called Young People Isn't Powerful. So that's going to be up.
Hi, I'm Sumaya and I'm 15.
Kevin, 16.
Diksha, 14.
Dishan, 17.
How's it going? I'm Anisha, 20.
Gaurav, 16.
What's up? I'm Anna, 17.
Melvin, 21.
Hi, I'm Mo, I'm 14.
We all live in Ireland. Our parents brought us here for a better life. We go to school here. Our families and friends are here. Ireland is our home now.
So what we're saying is we're undocumented.
That means we don't have our papers.
We're young, paperless, and powerful.
It's really hard having no papers. You think about it all the time. There's a lot of fear. You're scared the police will knock on your door and take you away. I'll never forget the night the GNIB came to our home. I didn't know what was going to happen.
When you're undocumented, you don't have a childhood. You have to grow up fast. The older you get, the harder it is for you. It messes you up mentally, and you feel drained. You feel like you can't go on.
I was 8 when I came here. I'm 20 now. I've never told anyone that I'm undocumented, and none of my friends know. I feel like I have to hide a part of myself from the people I care about. You don't get to experience normal things like going to college or getting a job or travelling. You're trapped in limbo. People always ask why I'm not in college or what I'm doing with myself, and I can't be honest with them. The worst thing about it is not being able to move forward with your life. I want to go to college, but I can't because without papers you face huge fees. My parents have been working here and paying taxes for 12 years, but if I want to study I'd have to pay 15 grand a year. I can't work either, so I can't pay for anything. I can't help out. I want to support myself and be independent.
I feel like a bird without wings, trapped, not going forward, not going back. It's not safe for me to go back.
My granddad died recently. It was really hard for me. He was like my hero. I couldn't travel to go to the funeral because I'm undocumented. We had to watch it on Skype.
I can't go back. I don't walk like them, I don't talk like them, I don't act like them. I feel like an immigrant in my own country. But Dublin is my home, and this is where I belong, and this is where I want to stay.
So, why should people care?
We have so much to give. Our future is here.
I want to finish my education, get a job, buy a house, start a family.
I can contribute so much if I'm given the chance.
We're just like Irish undocumented in the US. We're not looking for handouts. We just want a chance to reach our full potential.
People like us are told not to believe that we can be something or make a difference, but we have hopes and dreams too.
My hope is to be a chef.
I want to be an actress.
I want to be a professional footballer.
I want to be an accountant.
I want to be a scientist.
I want to be a photographer.
I want to be a human rights lawyer and an activist.
My hope is to fill a stadium with my music one day.
I hope one day I'll get my papers.
We got the power. Dream big. Dream big. Dream big. No.
We got the power to dream big.
Okay, hope everyone enjoyed that film. We're going to go into Gar. We're going to hand over to you now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So we each gonna say a little collective personal statement. So I'm just gonna start. So joining this group made me realize that I lack confidence to speak my mind and also say what my opinions are. But then over the course of being an activist, I have gained the confidence to speak my mind and say what my opinion is depending on the situations that I have been in. So next off, anyone else wants to say anything?
I think I don't know. I just want to say like a big thank you to all like NYCI who've had our like backs like for so many years, giving us like a space, a youth worker to work with. Mairead, thank you very much. That we were able to be ourselves, you know, during that space, and it was safe for any undocumented young children and young people growing up in Ireland to come in and just like be a part of like this major big changes that we've made. So I just want to say a big thanks.
Anyone else want to add to what you said? No? Okay. So what we have done and why we have done them. So over the years, we have done creative actions, raise awareness about being a young person here in Ireland that is undocumented. So we did a cool mural that you just saw in the video there that is over in Dame Lane in Dublin, and it's been a background today. And so the image is a bird in a cage trying to break free from all these negative thoughts and feelings that are directly towards us, and hence the tagline that we have come up with: "Sky's the limit, not papers." So, yeah. So we have done many activities. So sorry. We did a spoken word that is performed in the national conference, ran workshops, meet politicians. We have also ruffled a few feathers along the way, and And we are not ashamed about that. We did a lot of media work, radio talks, and newspaper articles. We have all done it in a safe way that we could think of, and also empower us to take actions in our activities that we have done. So, yeah. And also, I'm just going to introduce the next film, if that's okay. So, this film has been made just recently, over 2 years ago now. Over 2 years ago now, and it has been a different tone in what we have done. It's a bit darker and in visuals, and has also made us realize that we have been desperate and tired of waiting about changes being made. So this is what we have done in our desperate time of waiting. Yeah.
If only everyone was here. How long has it been? I haven't seen my grandmother in 10 years. I was 9 years old the last time I saw her. Even though she knows our situation, she still asks me when she might see us again. It feels like there's a missing piece of the puzzle. I feel like a piece of my heart is missing. It doesn't matter how many points I get, I won't be able to go to college. What's the point in making this my first choice, when in reality, I have no choice? My principal knows my situation. There's nothing they can do. I want to be an engineer, but the way things are, it's not going to happen. I still plan for tomorrow, even though I don't know what's coming. I've already been here since 8 in the morning. He told me I could leave at 4. And now it's 10 at night. When am I going to get home? I never know what my hours are going to be. One day, I'm here for 12 hours. The next day, 3. He treats me like I'm disposable, worthless. He knows my situation. He knows I need this job. He's taking advantage. All we've ever known is fear. Let us tell you what it's like. We're forced to grow up at a young age and carry this secret. It's not fair. We're afraid to open up. We're afraid to trust. We're afraid to be ourselves. I want to feel safe in my home, not worrying about the knock at the door. I don't want to be sent away. I don't want to be forced from my home. This is our situation. We are undocumented. We're here and we exist. At home, at work, in school. It doesn't have to be like this. Here's what they do in other countries. In Luxembourg, before the age of 21, if a child or young person has gone to school for at least 4 years, they can apply for their papers. In Norway, undocumented children who've lived there for more than 4 years and who've attended 1 year of school can become documented. In France, there are a few options for those turning 18. For those with uninterrupted residency or proof of residency, they can apply for documentation. In 2016, the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child has made recommendations for Ireland. We're still waiting. In Ireland, tens of thousands of people have signed petitions calling for change. Schools and communities across the country are taking a stand with Ireland's undocumented children and young people. Momentum is building. As a group, young, paperless and powerful have been going strong for 3 years. Look at everything we've done. Spoken word, interviews for radio and newspapers. We've held conferences and workshops. We've even been to government committee meetings. So why do we keep doing what we do? Because together we're tough, strong and resilient. This is our home and we know change is possible. Because there are younger undocumented kids who need us to fight for them. We have the solution. We want legislation now so that no child or young person grows up undocumented in Ireland, whether born here or not. We're change makers, we're activists, we're dreamers. We're here.
So, Samaya, I think it's over to you now. We're going to talk about our allies
and solidarity. Wow, I just needed a minute after that.
I know, same.
Yeah, we can take a minute.
You always make me shed a bit of tears.
Oh.
I get tissue.
Okay, our allies. Along the way, we've had great support from some really powerful allies, like the Children's Rights Organization, Youth Services, and youth organizations, and the Students' Union. And last year as well, we met with the founder of United We Dream, the largest immigrants youth-led movement in the US. When they came over to visit, we had like a great chat as well. So if Christina and Walter, if you're watching, we love you very much. And there are so many more as well, and I won't get into too much detail. We have the little logo there or here of every allies that we've had throughout the years, and they've made it possible for us to have a spot at the table in spaces where we can't be, and we know they always like advocate for us, so they've got our back and we've got theirs, and thank you so much for everything, our allies. Anything else? I'm not sure if Mairead, do you want to add anything else?
I think there was two pictures there where we also just took part in some solidarity actions where we showed our support for two young undocumented young people in Ireland, and that's Christina. And then that was the one that we did for another young person who was facing deportation. Yeah, and you were there for that one, Samay, I think, that one along the quays. Do you want to say about that? Deeksha, I think you were there as well. It was Make the Road New York. Do you remember?
Yeah, I was there as a supporter. I'm not quite sure now.
Deeksha, do you want to jump in? Because you were speaking at that. It was about solidarity.
Is this is this where I did the spoken words? We were standing in solidarity with the US, the Dreamers.
Yeah.
Trying to remember as much as I can.
That's okay. There were so many.
We did so many stuff like.
All I can remember that was cold.
It looks cold. Yeah. It looked like it was winter, was it?
Yeah, it was around autumn, winterish.
It was in October or something.
Yeah, cold enough.
Cold. But I think it's probably fair to say, guys, isn't it, that there's been so many things that have been done down through the years. And Garv, you're going to bring us through some of the other bits and pieces.
Yeah. So we have done quite a few exciting and positive things just along the way that we have achieved. So in 2016, we presented for the first time to the Children's Committee, which was a really great thing for us. as for the first time that we have ever founded the group. One of our members here today has went public in Ireland about being a young adult without papers here, and we are really proud of her, of what she has done. And the first time she went public, we kind of felt proud and being in solidarity and supported her to what she has done. And through that, it has shifted a lot of issues that we've had and also changed politicians' mind. Uh, we got over 4,000 signatures, signed open letters calling out to ministers of justice to introduce a pathway to to papers. Last year, we got a public commitment on record in the government from the last Taoiseach that Ireland's dreamers would not be deported, as you can see there. Uh, and we and the best news to last this year, we JFU and YPP now have a promise in the program from the government to create a pathway to residency for undocumented people and their families here in Ireland. Is there anything I missed out and any views want to add in that I can't remember?
Rage, you're
Jeez.
muted there.
Oh, am I muted?
You're fine now.
Can you hear me now? Oh, sorry. There's been so many things, guys, hasn't there? Like we haven't even probably said half of the stuff that YPP has done. Do you know, it's like you'd need a whole year, like to capture it, and all a gallery, a permanent gallery. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Garv.
Thank you.
Oh, does somebody want to read that out?
Your advocacy work is phenomenal and call out to I'm just going to skip that one, of Irish government regarding undocumented people here and the US, as well as fighting your personal battles. Well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think next we're going to speak about some of the challenges that face undocumented young people. I think something that's very pertinent and comes up in our group often is the access to third level, or not having access to third level. If you're undocumented, there's very few options available to you because you'll be considered an international student and have to pay international fees. And even then, even if you could afford that, there are some residency criteria that you might not meet. So options after secondary school are very limited if you want to continue your education. C courses available, but also again, the same issues arise in the sheriff and residency criteria that you don't meet. I think in the past year, the people in the group today have been able to get their papers. It's been absolutely life-changing for all of us. I'm sure in a really huge, momentous moment in our lives. But I also think there's new challenges and barriers that we face now post being documented. And that has to do with access to third level as well, because even though you have your status now, there are difficulties in getting scholarships or grants or funding your way through your third level education. Not a single one of the universities or institutions who have a sanctuary program offer places to undocumented people. There seems to be a like an otherness, or we're seen as an exception to the system where we don't quite fit in. We didn't have a particularly normal pathway to getting our papers, so we don't fit into any of the criteria set out by any of the institutions or the departments. And it just doesn't seem like they're prepared for people who are coming through this pathway into getting their papers. And it can often feel like you're sort of in competition for these very few places with other people who are in precarious immigration circumstances. And that just feels unfair, because we really shouldn't be competing with each other. There should be room for everybody. I think it shows sort of a lack of joined up thinking between administrative bodies and kind of universities and institutions like that. Right?
Thank you, Rashmi. Yeah, it's something that we talk about an awful lot. Is it's about access to level education, but also just kind of like just the power of language, but also like power in and of itself, and like in who holds power, where power is held, and in whose interest is power like withheld, or for example, like education bodies, like the whole purpose of education is to deepen critical thought and to have opportunities. And why, as Rashmi just said, why not have it open to everybody? Why restrict opportunities for people to get into third level? And I think it can be quite frustrating at times, because we're constantly having to kind of explain and remind people that, and in places, and to institutions and departmental bodies and things like that, that like, that like we all said at the beginning of the session this morning, that people move for different reasons, people move in different ways, and people, as Rashmi just said, people don't often have a straightforward way to get their papers, or to hold on to their residency status even when they have it, and like in the film that the second film that Garv introduced us to, like there's still no permanent mechanism, or there's still no pathway, no clear pathway that an undocumented child or young person in their family can join to get their papers. And like really it's it's like it's part of modern this is part of modern migration. This is a result of modern migration, but it's also a result of I suppose, as I said at the beginning, kind of unfair and unjust immigration systems and unnecessary barriers that are put in place for people. So it can be quite, like as Sumaya showed us there earlier on, like we are so fortunate to have such powerful, strong allies on our side, and honestly, it means the world to the campaign and to the work and to be in different spaces. But sometimes it can be quite difficult. I find even myself as a youth worker sometimes to it kind of feels like that the undocumented is like tacked on to things at the end, rather than actually, it's part of modern migration, and people always move, and people move for different reasons and in different ways. And as Rashmi said, that there's like I think it's fair to say, guys, that like it hasn't been an easy journey to get your papers. I don't want to put anybody on the spot here, but like it hasn't been easy to get your papers. You guys have all grown up here, spent years like all pretty much all of your lives, all thick Dublin accents, you're all Dub. Right. But so I just think that it's something that I suppose we wanted to say today. It's just like about the power of language and about power as well, and how just to kind of remind people that it's not just people don't move through one particular door; they move through different doors and in different ways. So I think that's just kind of what we wanted to bring up a little bit today and to talk about. So I think, Rashim, we're going to hand back to you.
Yeah, so we just wanted to language and how it can create these conditions for inclusion and exclusion. So the way that language matters, the way that we talk about things matter. We wanted to just throw out some questions out there for you just have a think about after today of, why do we call some people expats and not immigrants?
And then why is it that in the media it's spoken about Europe's migration crisis when actually it's a crisis of prejudice?
And why is it important to use the correct terms, undocumented?
And why is it migrant and not people? So we're going to leave those questions hanging in the air, and we have one more short film to show you. So that was a film from JCWI, who again are one of our allies and our partners. We actually, guys, I don't know if you remember, we met some of them last. What was that, last year? Oh my God, time has just, I don't know. Yeah, 2020 is just weird. But I think we met. It was last year, and we had a learning exchange, and we invited lots of different organisations over to Ireland, and JCWI were one of the organisations that came over. So that was just a film that we think is really powerful. It's so short, but it just packs a punch, because it's really about the power of language. And I think just before we close, just to say a little bit about, I suppose, how you can be an ally and how we can be an ally, is that, to really critically think about the language that we use and to be mindful of the language that we use, and to also understand that migration and people moving is part and parcel of human activity. It always has been, it always will be. We are all where we are today, wherever, in our bedrooms, wherever we are, because at some point someone moved somewhere along the way, whether it was a few years ago, a couple of hundred years ago, or thousands of years ago. But it is part of human activity. And I think it's just about being an ally really is about questioning your own thoughts and ideas about things, isn't it? And recognizing your own privileges that you have, or maybe your own prejudice that you have, and questioning that. And also just to, take a stand with us and to join us and support us.
I just want to know what.
I think, Smay, it's over to you, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry. We hope that after today you deserve what you observe, what you see and hear in the media and in society about migration with a fresh eyes and ears.
we hope that you have gained a new perspective on migration values and understand the ways people move.
And we hope that after today, you're conscious of the power and the impact that language can have and how it can create narratives about migration.
We really hope you don't shy away from having challenging conversation with yourself, your friends, and family.
And we hope that you feel you can really call yourself an ally and take a stand with us.
Yeah, that's it from us. But if you have any questions, we'd love to stick around and answer some questions. I know I spotted one.
Do you guys want to
earlier.
mention the signing up mailing list and all that? Because we have some great ones that people want to sign up to.
Oh yeah, I can. Thank you, Dee. I can put a link into the chat box. Thanks.
And like our social media and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. Rashmi, do you want to jump into you were going to a question there?
Yeah, just a question there. It says, as young, powerful leaders, how do you mind yourselves? What sort of strategies do you have that other people can learn from?
I guess meditate. It's all about minding yourself. I think I talk about this a lot with like other groups. It's about I think we just do a lot. It's all about like, you know, doing this and doing that, and like we're not minding ourselves. So just kind of taking time for yourself and like actually mind yourself. It can be taking a walk, doing something you like, reading a book, listening to some favorite music, screaming at the top of your lungs, singing. I don't know. Just yeah. I don't know how the others mind themselves, but I would meditate. But yeah.
I think for me, what I've found helpful and what's kind of been important is that it's, especially when we're in campaign mode, we're constantly having meetings and kind of in the space of working towards change for undocumented people, it can become what consumes our thoughts all the time, and it can kind of take over your life. So I always kind of say to myself, like, this is being undocumented is something that I am, but it's not all that I am. It doesn't define me as a person. And if it's something, you know, it's always in the back of your mind, but if you let those thoughts consume you all the time about your worries about being undocumented and the anxiousness, I feel like that would eat at you. So I always find it important to be like, this doesn't define me. This is just something that I am and that will eventually overcome. So that was my way of dealing with it.
So for me, being in a young activist is having the time to meditate or also go out to do your pastime or your hobbies. For example, one of my hobbies are writing stories, and it actually really helps you to relieve whatever you have in your head or whatever you want to lay off and to de-stress yourself. So that is what I found helpful. It just helps me, keeps my ideas fresh, and whenever we have next meeting, we can just get stuck to it and get work done.
You certainly keep me on my toes. In a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm keeping.
Are you complaining about that?
No, boss. No.
Oh, yeah. I thought so. So yeah, any more question or comments you can, yeah.
There's a comment there from Brian C. If you want to scroll up in the comments there.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah, there.
Someone want to read it out? I'm on my phone. I wear glasses, guys.
Language is very important and can be used to exclude and dehumanize. Absolutely. I always cringe when I hear people use the term illegal rather than undocumented. It is always to other people. Yes.
Yeah, I think illegal. I think I got it off my raid. I always keep something like this little note thing in my wallet. It's from Pecom. Words matter, and it tells you why the words, why we don't use certain words, and why not illegal. So I think it's really handy to kind of have, because sometimes I hate having debate with people. I remember one time, I just took it out, because I had two of them. I stole two of them from raid. So I handed it. Yeah, so I handed it to them. Just be educated before you kind of use word like that, and just be mindful of of the words you use. Yeah. So I think this is a really great thing to have. I will give it to you, but I need it. But yeah, I really do hate when people. Sorry.
Can you hold it up to the camera there so people can kind of see just the front of it?
Oh, this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Words
yeah.
matter. Yeah. Words matter. Alternative to illegal migrant in EU and UN language. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It tells you like inaccurate, harmful, and against Europe value. So it's really handy. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Pecom.
So do you want to say what Pecom is?
Oh, Jesus. I never remember. Put me on the spot. It's a platform for international cooperation on undocumented migrants.
You got it.
Ha.
You got it.
But yeah, they also have a website if you want to check them out. They do like work with other people. So pecom.org. They're great. Like. Yeah.
I'm not sure actually, Kat, just to answer your question, I'd love to get a few. You might have to actually write to Pecom to ask for them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we've any left in the NYCI.
Yeah, they're very old, like.
But if you want, I can actually leave my email actually and telephone number if anybody wants us to contact about anything today or wants to follow up with anything. So I'll put that into the chat there. So, guys, how do you think it went? I think it went great. We're still here. We're still streaming.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I really think it was great. Like, so, like, thank you everyone first of all, for giving us for letting us share our story and giving us this space, and for also actually participating and like in the discussion that we had. We really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, we really want to hear some more questions and comments that you have.
Yeah. Got a question.
Jesus.
It is very important to have some laugh along the way.
How important is it to have? Jeez, I'm wearing glasses, guys. Come on. How important is it to have some laugh along the way in your actives? I think.
Good question.
I think it's like 20 minutes work and like the rest is just fun, and food.
Pizza with pineapple.
But no, it's really important to kind of keep like have a bit of fun. Like I mean, just have some crack. Like I mean. Because you can't be all serious all the time, like I mean, but when working, like when we're working on something, like well, that's where our concentration is, our focus and all.
And it's usually, the laugh is usually about me trying to do like youth speak, and it's really embarrassing for everybody.
It's
Or
usually
when she's
us.
trying to draw.
Just
Or she's
us.
trying to draw.
But yeah.
NGL, IGK, RN, I don't know. I all got it.
I think what I like about the meeting, I don't know, I think we mentioned it the other day or something in one of the meeting. When we were talking about at one point, there was like 30 people in NYCI from YPP, like, and we were sharing a pizza. There was like 2 pizza among us. Oh, stop! I didn't get a slice. I was raging. Someone read that out.
Somebody who has a bigger screen.
From Helen.
May, do you want to read it out there?
Very interesting to hear how allies have given you a spot at the table you can be at. What has that meant in terms of getting closer to change?
So,
do you want me to read it again? Yeah.
No, I think
very...
everyone's being shy.
Sorry?
I think everyone's just being shy, are they?
I think so, yeah.
I feel bad. I'm just like leaning into like the camera.
I think it's meant that we can have influence, you know.
Yeah.
Powerful allies who hold a lot of influence, who people listen to. So we're not sitting by ourselves. We're backed up by all these organizations, which just make us more powerful, and they have access to politicians or, you know, different change makers who we wouldn't necessarily be able to go to ourselves. So it's been great to have on our behalf, as well as us advocating for ourselves.
I think it just shows as well, like it just shows as well, like we have so many supporters, and like this action that we're taking is so important on so many levels that so many people agree with us. So like it just shows like people who we are trying to get on board, like yes, they're supporting us, like why shouldn't you, like that type of way. So it gets us closer and closer to making changes. Yeah. Any more questions?
I think you got it.
You're okay there, Diksha?
Yeah, will we wrap up if there's no more questions?
Yeah.
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 Thank you,
everyone, for listening to us and giving us your time, and giving us the space to be able to say our piece.
Give all of you a virtual hug.
Oh, just there's one more question there, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, we got a great question.
Right.
Can it get frustrating to have to explain the undocumented experience? Oh my God, yes. I am reminded of the conversation around BLM,
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Persons of color saying it was tiring to have to explain racist experiences.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Resounding from everybody.
Oh, stop. It's tiring even talking about it right now, but do you know what? We do have to educate people, but sometimes it does get frustrating having to explain undocumented to someone over and over again, people not understanding. So yeah.
The difference between a few other
I think we get confused between undocumented and like the asylum seeker as well. Like I mean, so yeah, it does get a bit out of hand sometimes.
When it feels like you're starting from. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, go on.
You. When it feels like you're starting from square one with each person, I feel like sometimes where we've been talking about this since 2015, and it feels to us like we're trying to move the conversation along, but when we're getting new people and we're kind of dragging square one and start with the basics and have to explain everything from, just starting with explaining what undocumented is. So that to have more of a nuanced conversation about our experiences and challenges, and then constantly being dragged back to going, what does undocumented mean? Yeah, that can get frustrating.
And like it's also, I think it's really frustrating as well, because like it's, and in lots of ways, like what we were saying earlier on this week as we were getting ready for this, like it really shouldn't be that hard for people to understand, because like Irish politicians go over to the US every year, like to lobby for the undocumented Irish in the States. So, it's like, and that's a very public thing that happens every year, and they're very, out about it. Like, and we're like, but then,
it's here, like,
yeah,
It was tiring answering the question. But yeah, it was a great question though, and thanks for asking that.
Mm-hmm.
Is this all? Any more questions?
Emojis back. I can't do anything.
Emojis back.
Yeah.
Little hearts.
Little heart.
I'm strong.
Oh yeah, fist.
And then hand together.
Okay. We don't have to do all the emojis, but heart. I'm not showing my muscle. I mean, it's very deflated. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's all, yeah.
So there's no more questions. We can
hand over.
Wrap up.
Yeah, we can. We're going to introduce somebody else, but yeah, just a round of thank yous. From thank you so much.
Thank you
for listening to us.
And for everyone that participated.
Yeah.
Questions and all your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Heart to everyone. I can't give virtual hug.
Can someone take a picture of this?
Oh no, God.
Oh, no.
No.
Just like no. I have the absolute pleasure to introduce Kelvin into the space. So Kelvin, hey, is an absolute legend, and is going to do some spoken word with us, I think, or some creativity, dancing maybe, Kelvin, I don't know.
Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Thank you for having me. I've been listening, and it's such a privilege to be even among you guys today and listen to such an inspiration and kind of like words that's been going on. I myself was a migrant, and I know how difficult it was for me. I became Irish in 2014, and it took quite a long, and I came to Ireland in 2007. So it took me almost 7 years to be a citizen, and it was quite a challenging kind of like process, and to even kind of like be in a classroom when your friends are traveling for European trips and you are the person that can't go. And basically, even though we talk about inclusion and diversity and making sure everybody's included, but at that very moment, you know that you are 100% excluded. And so I really, really understand like everything that you guys were saying because I was part of it. Today I would like to change the theme of the one word week is power. I would like to kind of like share a spoken word. But whilst I was sitting down, I had one spoken word in my mind which I wanted to share, but then I was like, damn, okay, there's another one that is really talking, is screaming that curve and also get me involved, you know. And so I would like to share the two. But before that, I know that you guys have been sitting down for quite a while. So I guess to all of us to do some just a bit of a moving thing. And but you can still sit down, but you can still move at the same time. So basically, you repeat everything that I say, and you do all the movements that I say. People that are also watching, please you can join in. Please join in and let us know how you felt. So basically, you copy everything I say and every word I say, and then you do the movement the same thing I do. So we go like this. Oh.
Oh.
Alele.
Alele.
Alele kita comba.
Alele kita
comba.
Masa.
Masa.
Aloha. Okay, now you repeat. So again. Oh. Alele. Alele kita comba. Masa. Oh, aloha. Aloha. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing that. Wow. So basically, those words are just random words. So thank you for joining in. So this spoken word that I'm going to do, the first one I'm going to do by listening to you, that is the reason why I want to do it. It's called Migration. And basically it's about me, how I go to Ireland and my from Africa to Ireland and kind of like the life experience. And then the second one is going to be about power, and it's a spoken word that kind of like was written for the one word week this event. And so the first one goes like this. They were survivors, like an abandoned child who had no father. They moved around like a phone with no power, looking for a charger to connect and bring the family together. As a child, I couldn't understand this. Like, is this how the world is, or that's how life is? I guess so. Because at the age of 5 was when my parents left. Like birds flying around to find a new nest. I have to confess, the place they lived in was good, but was still a mess. I was like, Mama, why would you leave? And Papa, why would you leave? You knew this was one of my biggest fears. So I cried every day, looking through the gate to hear their voices and their footsteps again. Selfishness. I was blinded by my own needs and forgot that everything they were doing was because of me. But I had a dream. Just like Martin Luther, I had a dream that one day I was going to move to a nation that was going to change me. And 2007 was when they flew me in to a nation that I've never been. So confused I could never think. With racism hovering around me, choking, I could never breathe. In a world that was supposed to change me. But it did. It changed me for the better. From a boy to a man, and now look at who I am. You see, Mama and Papa used to ask me, Kelvin, do you believe you can fly? Because we do. This world you're living in was built for you. And your dreams are so big and we can see it through you. So you better pick yourself up. Never take a shortcut. If you do that, we might see with a shotgun. Pow, 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 man down. What you gonna do? Your life is over. Your time is over. The curtains are closed and you can never go back. So move to the top. Fight to the top. Look to the top. And we'll always be right behind your back. Migration. See, when it comes to migration, for a nation to be a great nation, it needs to be ready to accept change and ready to accept people from different culture. And back home in Ghana, my mama will call me on the phone. And at the back of the phone, I could hear my brothers and sisters laughing. And part of me wanted to be there with them, but I couldn't. But eventually they brought me in. And I was standing here telling you my story. See, when I came, people used to ask me, Kelvin, Ghana or Ireland? Which one do you like best? I was like, Ghana is where my childhood home is. In Ireland is where I became who I am. So when it comes to migration, it's better to know people's story before we talk about them. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. So basically, that was the spoken word about migration, about my life, about how I got to Ireland, and about how us also living in Ireland, the difficulties, the racism that I faced, all the questions that I've been asked, or which place do you like best, and all the trying to fight to be included. You know, one of the things that I asked myself is recently, and a few years ago, I've been asking is, what is the meaning of citizenship actually? You know, because I do have my Irish citizenship, but sometimes you go outside and your background, you know, I am an Irish, but sometimes you go outside and people still doesn't see you part of it, you know. So it makes me question that. But I now feel so proud to call myself Irish based on the people that I have encountered, the people that have mentored me, the people that have really made me feel like, Kelvin, you really have a voice. And don't be scared, because your voice, you being an Irish, your voice, you know, is counted. And you know, even if you are not an Irish citizen, as long as you are here, your voice is part of it. You know, so I now really call myself Irish. And if somebody also call me, oh, Kelvin, so which heritage you? Oh, I'm also Afro-Irish. You get me? So basically, that was mine. The last spoken word basically is about power. And to finish it with this, and power, basically, I wrote it for this event, and I really hope that you all like it. And it goes like this. This is kind of like in a story, you know. So I would like to tell you a story about a boy that really loved chocolate. You know, this boy loved chocolate so much, but he didn't know what it was, you know. And one day he went to his mama and said, Mama, what is chocolate? This chocolate that I eat, what is it? And then the mother said that, my son, this is your power. It's what makes you so great, what makes you so loving and caring. It's what makes you so the son that I'm so proud of. So the mother said that my son, the mother said that, the boy said to his mama, I said, Mama, then what is power? And then the mother looked into the son's eyes and said, my son, power is like a fragile object. It's so delicate, not everyone can handle it. It's like a newborn baby that just came out of his or her mother's womb, so precious that it needs proper care. And the person that is in care needs to be responsible. Therefore, power is responsibility. You see, my son, power is the boy or the girl who dreams to be a superhero. Not the ones in capes and masks and can shoot lasers and guns from their hands, but the ones in uniforms whose good morning and a good night is our protection. Risking their lives for you and me as they stand firm and brave, inhaling strength and courage, exhaling fear, representing the people in the time of needs with no hesitation, my son. Therefore, power is the representation of all. You see, my son, power is the people. The ones that stands to extinguish the flames of climate change, racism, discrimination, segregation, religion phobia, social exclusion, fighting for justice and equality, sometimes ignoring equality for equity in favor of the minorities in order to build a strong society. You see, power, my son, is the young people. the voices of the young people, and the people that advocate for their voices to be implemented in decision making. Because think about it. How can we make decisions for the future without the voices of the future not being present? As the youth says, a youthless policy is a useless policy. And talking about policies, power is the politician. A politician whose policies are the policies of the people and not his or her pocket. A politician whose goals are influenced by the sustainable development goals because he or she knows that they are the right of the human race. Therefore, my son, power is the right to do good. You see, power is your voice. It's your talent. It's your personality. It's the thing that makes you love humanity and cares for the planet. It's the thing that grants you hope and belief and a drive to make a positive change. Power is you. It's with you. It's part of you. Only you can access it. It's the thing that is craving for your activation. So just place your hands on your chest to feel the vibration. Can you feel that? That beat inside you? My son is your power. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. So that was a spoken word about power. And yes, my spoken words, if you want to listen to some of them, is on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. And again, for me, being part of the joining National Youth Council of Ireland and being mentored by a lot of amazing people from the National Youth Council of Ireland and from other organizations like Eurobug, really gave me a voice. As a young person, one of my fears as an immigrant was that I have a passport, and if the government is not doing something that really not helping me and I speak about it, I could maybe lose my citizenship. But once I was able to place myself around the people that really motivated me and gave me the voice, I was able to come out to get my voice to be heard. And the power of words, spoken words, joining them is where I discovered my voice. And one of them came through the use of spoken word. So thank you so much once again for having me on this platform. And it's such a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is your power, the most powerful weapon in this world, is the tongue. And the tongue, because the tongue can destroy and the tongue can motivate, it can empower, can strengthen. So please, let's use it. Because as long as your heart beats, you have the power to make a change in this world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Calvin. That was great. Like always, I'm amazed on how you can translate the emotions, the core values, all into a few words. So you're definitely right that spoken word within itself is power. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming along
Thank you for having me.
What a week, right? Believe that we're actually at the end of One World Week, but this has been such an amazing week. I don't think even when ourselves we're sort of trying to think about what topic should we take, what team should we take, and selecting or choosing power as a team, we didn't realize the power with that team as well. As such, my mind has been blown from every single conversation since Monday until right now. I'm buzzing, and I think I'm basically surviving on the energy, the power transfer that everyone that has participated, whether in this platform, whether in the chat box, whether just coming in to say a few words here and there, all of that energy is really what's keeping us going. So just a few words of thank you for an amazing week, for the participation of everyone, for coming with open heart, open mind, to have probably some tough conversation, for recognizing that we still have loads of work to do, but also recognizing that we have we can activate our power to actually get a lot of things done even better, because we're also having those hard discussions that are necessary to move us to the sort of society that we want. So I would just like to invite everyone actually from NYCI. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing your story about being young, paperless, but powerful for sure. And we're seeing it. And this is the start, and this is going to continue. And what I like about activism is because some of you I've met in so many different platforms, and I think this is the beauty of activism and the power of activism as such, is that the one topic that basically hits you at heart, but then opens you up to actually so many other issues out there. And that's actually the power of solidarity and being an ally, recognizing that my issue is somehow related to someone else. And that is why I'm not just going to stand up for myself, I'm going to stand up for others, because by doing that, I'm actually standing up for me, and I'm just standing up for our society. So I can stay here and talk about all that has happened throughout the week. Perhaps we should look at the graphic of your conversation, how your conversation has been captured. Yes, thank you so much, Leo. I loved those questions being in the chat function, and very controversial, I have to say. Tea or coffee, pineapple, really, guys? But definitely. But I also loved the aspect of solidarity that came out of these icebreaker questions. They were fantastic because they reminded us that there's no one perspective, and we should honor all of them, and we should look at them. We should consider all of them. So thank you so much there, Leo. Is there another one actually, Leo? Perfect. Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to react to them actually, because this is your thoughts captures.
It's
when
kind
can
of
I
mad.
see you again?
Brilliant.
Yeah. And I think we have one more. Okay, that's great. So I guess the only thing that we have to do right now is to wave everybody goodbye and see you next year. Hopefully we can all come together in a different forum once again. But thank you so much to NYCI and Youth 2030, the consortium coming together, Irish Aid for funding this program, for all young people out there that shared their story, from all the youth workers that came into the space, for the whole youth sector that showed up, and everybody else that met us across the line and decided to give us their time. Thank you so much. And I guess see you soon in another space. Bye.